Nuke, second map in its best of 3 series. We have seen good things from OpTic of late, especially on Nuke. However, Fnatic have probably had a chance to see that as well. Now, I think we're high on OpTic with this one, but they're playing a different team, so they may not necessarily get the same results. Especially with the style of Fnatic and people like JW, you can't really take anything for granted. But I feel like you guys are thinking OpTic for this one.
I think so. I think OpTic are just a bit more structured, routines, drilled. I think they've got good timings on their attacks on the T side. I think it's really the T side that you think about when you think about a team's ability for Nuke. Pretty much everybody understands how the CT side works. So I would expect that Fnatic, although they'll have a great CT side, I think their T side will be a bit of a struggle against the likes of OpTic.
Yeah, I'm thinking with Fnatic, I want to see how they play on the CT side. We saw a lot of OpTic taking outside smokes and whatnot. And I want to see if maybe like they're going to be aggressive outside, maybe more secret play kind of thing. So it'd be interesting, as you said, how they would, they might know what OpTic might do. So are they gonna how they will adjust? Because Fnatic, they said they're a little random. They kind of feel it out, and you just never know with them, right?
Yeah, I think Fnatic are going to be more fluid than execute based on their T side, which I think stylistically will be quite interesting versus a very kind of drilled team like an MSL, any MSL team basically.
Yeah.
So I think stylistically that matchup is quite nice, but how much freedom you get on Nuke specifically with the nature of the choke points and outside is another question. So it'll be interesting to see how they tackle that. I think every team needs some fast executes towards A, be it in the site or down the vent. How much of that we'll see from Fnatic, I don't know, but I can't wait to find out. Again, a reminder, guys, there's over 1 million points being given away, 1 million Faceit points. I won 60 games, I guess this month, and I got 12,500 points, which is really cool. I thought, whoa, what am I going to do with this? Although I normally just give it to, normally I'd put them in the UK circuit hub, but maybe
There you go.
I might put there. I don't
Change
know, it
your name.
depends. If Slinky's still got more donations than me, then it's definitely going to go in that direction.
I've still got more.
Oh, he's still got more. Okay, fine. It's going to go to the UK hub then.
I think I put a bunch of money in there as well. I think I did like I one-upped everyone and then I just got wrecked immediately. I don't know if am I still on there, Siggy? Do you know?
Yeah, I think you're in the top 5.
Ah, some of the top 5.
Floating around.
Okay, yeah, he's just slower.
Support,
Anyway,
supporting the UK
Pinnacle
team.
odds. Let's look at the updated odds and see what the situation is. So
Ooh,
that is this just for this map?
This is just for map 2.
This is just for map 2. Okay, cool. That makes sense.
Which makes sense. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Ah,
Looks really
interesting.
good.
Yeah.
So OpTic are a favourite, and I think they should be. I think that's fair.
Yeah, I mean,
I think that's
man
fair.
on Nip.
That's fair.
Phase.
They are a favourite,
That's
but I'm
good.
still picking Fnatic because I believe, man. I just believe. I believe in Fnatic. Right, there's the HE from MSR towards the door, but there's no smoke from main. He's got a Molotov instead, which has been deployed, I don't know where. They're rushing towards the ramp with 4 players, and they've forced a retreat from Fnatic into the B bomb site. Now, of course, when you do this with rifles, it's not the same as when you do this with pistols. It's a lot more challenging, I would say, with the latter. And we see some trades around the double doors. Nico needs one more because Fnatic have a man advantage.
Playing behind the door, is this going to work? Oh my god, it works so beautifully well. They didn't see him, he's behind the door. Behind the door! Oh my god. I didn't know hiding behind doors was so strong. I'm going to have to put that into my game as Exist tries to go for the clutch here. Refresh will still be playing with the doors. The master of the doors! How dare you challenge him? He didn't lose any HP, he got 4 kills.
His aim is so steady. Just able to go click, click, click. And I've been seeing that a lot with Refresh. He has a really steady aim, so I'm wondering if he has a really low sense. I think it seems like he's a low sense player.
I'm going to find out. I'm going to find out for you right now.
That's what I like to see, dude. Do some research.
I look forward to seeing you standing behind the door, Dan. I look forward to this.
I think the door meta is just beginning.
Dan and the door.
The meta of the door.
A short story in 72 pages. MSL's been tagged, going for the jump peek. It's so nice when you're all ping consistently outside on Nuke, on the CT side, and you decide, okay, this time I'm going to hold the jump peek rather than the cross, and they jump peek and you just blast somebody. It's so good. It's so good. And I think it terrifies your opponents as well. No matter what you try and do, I'm going to shoot you, man.
I think the first time we've seen someone, or at least this whole week, I think we've seen a kill almost every game of that jump peak. Everyone seems to be doing it on the first time around. Oh, twist. Catching MSL off guard. He didn't expect that.
Double tag with the scalp for MSL. He cannot escape it. And OpTic are moving into an empty A bomb site. Somehow Fnatic have given up the entire A bomb site, and they're going to get a plant out of this. Now, Fnatic are basically out of position. Do you try to force your way back in? You don't have any high ground advantage. I feel like this would be suicide.
Yeah, you can't.
I wouldn't be upset if I saw a 5-man save.
They have no kit, so it's hard for them to just gain ground and have enough time to defuse.
Yeah, I see little value in going for this, and indeed they are playing for exit frags, trying to steal a weapon or two. They can basically start all over again next round unless they lose some players late. Does Refresh go up the ladder? Where does Nico going to go? He's got 16 HP and a Galil. So he's going towards a secret position. Fortunately for him, the only thing close to him is a scout, and that doesn't look likely to give chase. So 9 players surviving on Nuke. Very rare you see this. A 5-man save from Fnatic. I love it. They made the right decision.
Yeah, I think it's an amazing play. Again, because you have armor, you have pretty much all the guns you had from that last horse buy, but you get another chance. You know, you gamble stack outside. OpTic's been hitting outside a lot in their matches, so you got to take a calculated risk. Doesn't pay off, save it again, fight another day.
Right, so as we said, it's just a complete reset as far as Fnatic are concerned. And maybe for OpTic as well, I'm sure it is. No Molotov on the smokes just yet on the outside. We've got one player moving now down into the secret position. And 4 headed towards the ramp. Will they line up for the scout? There's a jump peak. There's no tag, actually. Twist must have strafed before shooting. Maybe fearing for his own life. Nice HE, but once again, well, the B-bomb side, I think there's more value in trying to do something. I think it's harder to go into A because you can surround the outside of B and make things more good, especially in a round such as this. But they're still carrying like a good 5k, so if they didn't feel like something was doable here, they could try to hold on to what they have instead. Now, Crims, does he want to save this AK-47 again? No kit. Not looking likely really to do too much, but this is, they can all save $1,000 plus by holding on to their Kevlar and helmets. Give them more money for the buy. Exist will stay in situ, try and pick something up. Calculated risk, while the remainder will head off and save.
This is sense, Dan.
Do you want to have one guess?
I'm going to say 400 DPI, 0.9.
400 DPI, 1.9.
1.9 off by
It's
1.
got an incredibly slow sensitivity. It's 55 centimeters for a 360. That is very, very slow. And for reference point, because it's a more standardized measurement, screw all you haters. You should all be using CM360. WOC6 CM360 is about 12 or 11 centimeters for a 360.
It's a lot.
So his
Fast.
WOC6 sensitivity is 5 times faster than Refresh's.
Makes sense. And Refresh has really steady aim. Less, I guess, variance.
It's all about how you control it. It's all about how you control it.
It's how you use it, Dan.
If you have the right mouse techniques, then it's no problem.
What if you have the wrong ones like me?
If you have the wrong ones, then everything's going to be really, really,
You have to unlearn.
really crap.
You have to unlearn, James.
Well, you just add more techniques, and then choose the right tool. Increase your tool bag. Be the tool bag.
Don't be too much.
JW able to take down Snappy. The trade's out though, but the man advantage maintains for Fnatic. But position has been gained. You can see config in control config. Taking it slow and easy. Doesn't want to smash the glass just yet. Needs his teammates to get out there, and he'll likely be able to tell them that this position is unknown, and now it is known, and now it is dealt with. Brolan has been decapitated. Who will fall next?
Incendiary picked up for another molly. The other one will soon be finished, however. As safe plant as you can get in this particular situation, and Fnatic are not giving the sound cues just yet. Crim's already in position. There's a molly and 2 flashes, but mainly it's going to be about the jewels. Exist looking for his first frag. Crim's taken out in the meantime. Now, is this favourable? Maybe it is. 19 HP. They have a defuse kit. Do you risk losing the AWP in this 2 versus 2? Surely he can pick up a rifle, but are they going to go for a save? Indeed, they are. I think at that moment it's a little too risky, especially with the time on the clock. They will back away, as will OpTic, and that's 4-0. It's a clean sheet for OpTic.
Exist actually hit Nico with an eagle through the vents. Both his wallbang attempts were actually sort of on point. Pretty cool. But yeah, so we're seeing that strong T side from OpTic right out the gates. It's going to be impressive if Fnatic are able to stop it in its tracks right here and right now. As you said, they did save the AWP, they have the AK on the ground as well, so they've got a good arsenal to deal with the OpTic T side. Everyone's got full nades except Twist as well. And here are the outside smokes. Really fast deploy of the outside smokes. As a smoke for the cross as well. And Emersol's gonna go through it, and this is really cool because you get to call like the smokes the T's throw can be a bluff, and also whether or not the CTs are holding outside is also a bluff. Emersol's found out everything, but Exist has found himself by the hut door doing damage, precision with the deagle as he lays down the gauntlet, and no one can respond. There is no response from OpTic except tears.
The juices of death, Dan, are flowing on the A-bomb sides of Nuke.
Yes.
Flowing everywhere.
They're stewing in the juices.
I don't see a drainage solution either. Pretty solid stuff from Exist. Ooh. Pretty solid for the first round, and that's some nice money. They survived with enough people. They'll make a little money. Fnatic. But it's just their first round so far. Now let's see if they can make a second. JW, that's a money HE. It looks like one. No, it's not. It doesn't do anything. Never mind. It was for a moment, but a moment quickly passed. Grenades being lined up outside by OpTic. The usual wall of smoke, but how many will cross? Oh, we have a Molotov to disturb the situation.
Should write that one down. It's
right.
A good one.
What?
That Molotov lineup. Simple, easy, and effective.
I was looking everywhere else. At the smokes on the X-ray and the Molotov. Twist creeping, taking the refresh shot. You won't see how many are towards ramp position, but they will assume that it's in possession of OpTic, and it is. Config creeping outside. He's spotted two. Gets a 1 versus 1. Tries to get around the corner. He manages to do that. Oh, maybe he didn't see Twist by the window. Twist with a penetration shot. Keeps man advantage for Fnatic.
Ramp under control for OpTic though as they drop down lower. But this should surely be in full control for Fnatic. They've got people in position. Smoke down on the door to deny the strength of the play around the door, but it's Twist with the AWP. Sappy can't finish him off. He's got 6 HP. So wallbang opportunity. Pam's not. Pam's has no opportunities. All the opportunities are gone. They're taken away. And Snappy's been placed under house arrest. There's a defuse.
Oh, config is in the server. What happened? There he is.
He returneth.
He's back.
2 for 2. 2 in 2 for Fnatic, and it's a timeout from OpTic, maybe to disturb the momentum of Fnatic or figure out what they've changed and how we can re-exploit. It's like a learning virus. OpTic are a bacteria that's trying to get around the antibiotics. They're trying to learn.
You mean a virus?
Whatever. I don't know.
AI?
Why you got to get science on me, Dan?
Well, if you start talking about bacteria, it's not really my fault, is it?
You just set him off. You light the fuse, James.
You're a bacteria.
Well, technically
You
we are.
have you have like millions of bacteria in your mouth right now. In your mouth, Dan.
Yeah, crawling around in your face as well. Little parasites.
They did us to the body good.
They're symbiotic. Anyway.
Symbiotic parasites.
We have ourselves some pistols here for OpTic to get some damage in, keep that economy honest for Fnatic. They'll go outside, and JW will look to see what he can find outside. And nothing just yet. There's some smokes. No one really shooting. Ooh, okay. Well, Twist gets one. I think he got some collateral damage onto Snappy as well. It doesn't really seem like there's much that OpTic can do here. It feels like they just trapped themselves. They trapped themselves in secret. One way you got Twist. If you rotate the other way, you've got JW to deal with. And Exist as well. And it's just a matter of time. They're just sitting here. They know they're going to die. They know they're going to die!
When are we going to see HEs behind that wall of smoke? Especially in an eco round.
We do sometimes. Oh god.
I feel like it's very rare. We see Molotovs more often. Two kills. I think that's pretty good, all things considered. It's Nuke.
Yeah.
You're on eco, you get 2 kills. Got to be happy with that.
Considering that they were trapped, I definitely agree. I agree. I think it's pretty strong.
Yeah, one should be pleased.
But will the CT rounds continue? This could be one of those spots where it'd be really awesome to see OpTic do like a fast contact play, try to go super aggro somewhere, try to like really catch Fnatic off guard somehow. This would be a good round for it if they're feeling it. So typical lurk smoke out the door.
Oopsies. I like throwing the smoke on squeaky door. Makes it really harder for, well, usually harder for people to sneak out. Refreshes on time. Oh my goodness, he snuck right in. This is not good for Fnatic. They have no idea he's over here.
But do they assume the possibility? Look at Broland's position. Seems they do. You never quite know. Getting hit by the flashbang, easily avoided. It gives him an extra warning, in fact. And he's able to move up to control. Glass is broken already, I do believe. He's got Twist there with a pop flash. But this is a very nervous situation for Fnatic. But OpTic, they have secret possession, but it's no surprise. It's no secret they have secret, if you will. So I would say it's nervous for them as well, but just over the top of the smoke, Refresh catches Broland, and maybe that will start things off for OpTic.
Yeah, some good patience. Twist is in an awkward spot with an AWP and 4 guns. And a lot of harassment coming in through the vents. Twist untouched thus far. Oh, he had to hit that one. He will be punished for the miss. And Fnatic are looking pretty desperate, honestly, at this point. A 5 versus 3 for OpTic post-plan. I don't think Fnatic can commit at this point. I feel like they need to fall back. JW trying to get a quick 2k around the smoke. And now he's gone. Surely they'll start thinking about the save. Crims, though, looking to go forwards, but I feel like only one thing awaits him, and he has received it.
Twist really put himself in an awkward spot.
Yeah. With
the AWP, obviously, you're going to put yourself there, you want a rifle. And what's even more surprising is he blew open the door in that situation. Now, if you have teammates down there lower, yeah, you can bust open the doors because you have your teammates to cover you, but he's kind of by himself in the lower bottom side, so you just created a situation where now he has to look at least 2 different angles. If you leave the door there, it makes noise when it opens and give you at least a split second of, that's a nice little one, right? A split second of reaction time.
Let's see the impact of that on Fnatic's economy. Well, they've taken a few rounds to secure some cash, as we mentioned before. So they are able to remain stable for now. But this is pretty much a must-win for them. Only Exist has a bunch of cash. Nobody else really does. Molotov towards Squeaky Door as per usual. Crims quickly on the hut position. Twist sees trajectory, and that's an easy frag for him. In the meantime, though, we've got plays on the main position. That's 2 for 2 for Twist. 2 shots, 2 frags, trying to create some space for himself to avoid getting pinched. He doesn't have the info upstairs. He's got help from upstairs in heaven. Exist makes it 4, and Snappy remains. Twist really just keeping an eye on him for now. And Molotov will be a pain. It will force him off. He'll be heard by Crims. You know exactly where he is. He'll create some space for himself, but there aren't so many places he can go with this. This is quite the response Fnatic needed. We spoke about the urgency with the money. They've got 4 alive so far. They want to keep it that way. Some pot shots. Snappy starting to emerge now. More flashes and HE grenades. And there we go. That's the final kill, and Fnatic survived with 4, which is exactly what they needed.
Now here's where the mind games comes in. You've been trying to hit outside. You haven't been successful as OpTic, at least lately. Fnatic's kind of just now. Do you go to a different bomb site or you hit outside again? Because now you expect Fnatic to maybe change it up just a little bit because they know they've been dominated outside. So maybe stack more towards upper or even ramp in that situation. So it's going to be different. It's going to be pretty cool to see what strat MSL will choose. Because sometimes, you know, you hit a bomb site 2 times in a row. The other team's probably going to expect, especially if you fail, they're not going to hit B again or something, you know? They're not going to hit the same bomb site again because they just failed twice. But if you hit it a 3rd time, that's where you catch that awkward mind game where, wow, they hit it again. And it could work. That's the beauty of it.
What can OpTic offer?
I like those gloves.
Which ones?
The Brolam gloves.
They're like the AWP Boom.
Yeah, exactly. What does Tortu mean?
It's just a fake brand.
Big brand. All right, well, Jado is playing outside behind the smokes in a forward position. The cross smoke. MSL creeps. He tries to see if there's a CT out here. You kind of have to do this because you need to keep the CTs honest, because if, let's say, you do have a JW pushing, what if he goes deep? You one, need someone to actually catch that, and secondly, you need someone that can hermit it and discourage the play so that the other team doesn't just get free information and effectively a round of play early on. That's a dink. Brolam somehow survives it, went through the box, and he's found more, and Twist will find even more still. And are they going to double down? Will they commit everything? They might as well at this point. They don't have any good options remaining, so this round has officially sucks for OpTic. Officially.
Official certification as awarded by decree of Daniel Capadia. This round sucks for one of the teams, not in general.
Brilliant.
Absolutely sucks. And
Yeah.
the money sucks for OpTic, 2,500. You can't do much with that.
If Fnatic win Nuke, I will be pretty surprised, I have to say. I'll be pretty surprised. But they're definitely in form. You know, Twist is doing really well so far in this match, which is a really, really good sign. It's pretty indicative if your AWPer can get going on Nuke as to how the game will go. Because it's not easy to do.
Yeah. I wonder if we have bias based on what we've seen from OpTic of late on this map specifically.
Yeah, they're
Definitely.
good.
It's just hard to tell in that respect. Snappy had a slight opportunity with the Tech 9. I think his shadow is probably seen by JW on the edge. Yeah, there you go. That's why he's pre-firing him.
Trying to base. Okay, so I think the Tech 9 is still absolutely rubbish.
Yep.
So why did professionals get equip it? I will never understand.
P250 over Tech 9.
I mean, the CZ is as well if you're going to spend $500.
Yeah.
So Fnatic on Nuke are 50% in 10 maps, and OpTic are 44 on 9 maps. So, to be honest, like Inferno, they're about the same percentages as well. On Nuke, Fnatic are slightly better. So, yeah, I do think we're biased based on what we've seen recently from OpTic. We know overall Fnatic are in shape, but it's Nuke we've seen OpTic on, not Fnatic recently. So here we go. There's a big frag from Twist. That's a lovely headshot with the second one. Almost taking. Look at his target identification. His crosshair straight on his teammate. Doesn't pull the trigger, and we've got headshots everywhere. This is absolute carnage. It's a car crash. It's a pile-up on the motorway. But Crims remains versus Config and Refresh, moving his position. Don't think he's been seen just yet. Could be. Oh, sorry.
Whoa.
Could be anywhere now. Sorry, I'm just destroying the set. Apologies. At least I'm not Reese. I didn't almost set fire to it / blow it up. So
That's a plus.
yeah, he's still a champion of almost apocalyptic
everyone's life.
situations. Yeah, explosions all by gas. So I think Crims is around that hell position, keeping an eye on the ramp, and OpTic are slowly creeping into A. He'll hear the beep beeps. Does he go for a spray? That would be so cool. there is no time to win the round with it. But I don't know if I've seen a spray like this in a professional match. You can see him holding the crosshair, but no, he doesn't go for it. But he will start his cross. I'm sure there'll be a focus from OpTic towards the heaven position. And someone else is going to have to hold Hut and Main and Squeaky. So will he pick the right position? It seems he will. Refresh taken out. Config surely can't be too far away. Speed spots the peak, a little tap through the wall. Config trying to force the engagement. Force it he will. Just about winning it. You just saw the Org kill coming, but not this time. 6-6. The money's not great though for OpTic.
So this Nuke statistics, James, that's like over the last 3 months, correct?
Yeah.
So MSL and Nico joined the team only 2 months ago. Actually, slightly less than that. So maybe that some of those, like it may be skewed potentially. Something to consider.
They Fnatic beat OpTic on Nuke 10 days ago, 19-16.
Well.
So yes, there's a lot of evidence out there that suggests that the 2-0 may just happen after all.
Evidence sucks. Don't know why I said that. I'm actually a big fan of evidence.
I like facts.
As we know, I like facts.
Facts are better than opinions.
I'm driven by science.
We need to record these new quote marks. These new quotes. Evidence sucks. I'm a big fan of evidence.
All right, so we got the deep incendiary. It's not quite the double HEs, but it will slow down things ever so slightly. Already a few players have spilled down, and a quick tag onto Snappy. If there was anyone in Garage, you would have heard it, but there's not. There is not. Fnatic have only rotated down Brolan. Perhaps Brolan is all that's required. He is pretty damn great. He's a great guy. And he's pretty good at CS as well. Okay, so we have Snappy in position at the perfect timing to cover the vent drop, which really just goes to show that Fnatic really didn't understand quite the pacing of this push. Oh, that looked like it was very good, but not quite on. And trying to stay in the vents for those shots is difficult, as now Fnatic, or rather I should say OpTic, can go up the vents. They've got him bamboozled, Fnatic, forcing the rotation down low and then going up the vents. I love those plays. They're so difficult to deal with. But when you lose vent control like this, it is always a possibility. Look at Refresh in the lobby set up for the flank, to cover the flank. Twist is going to get a rude awakening should he push, but he won't.
What's going on?
Everyone's dying. They're trying to run around.
So they're trying to go for it, but not? Oh no.
I think they were trying to save. But I think they're trying to get out the B-bomb site and save. And they got caught. This is like one of the beautiful things when you're able to perform around like this. Suddenly, it's very difficult to understand and like keep track of where people can be. They can kind of be everywhere all of a sudden. So I think it's hard to stay alive sometimes.
Well,
so
yeah, that's the dangers of coming down vents first on the rotate, especially if they take lower. I've watched matches of Astralis and they don't rotate vents first. That's like last resort kind of thing. They would rather have the ramp person already have a person set up from lower to kind of watch the lower, because again the vents are designed, if the T's are down there, they're going to have a huge advantage when they come down the vents. So it's very risky to go down vents.
Agreed.
And 2 Fnatic players went down there. Got caught.
That is true. They got absolutely caught.
Line them up.
Smoke all.
Oh, where'd that come from?
Hello, Crims. You sneaky devil.
Surprise.
Did he go up the ladder or something?
I believe so.
Oh, that's an annoying one. So many targets. That is just a frustrating sequence of events from Twist. Exist moving up into the heaven position, and this looks like another round for OpTic. 4 versus 3. They've caused plenty of problems. 3 players to defend Nuke is just not enough. Config, you can see he's trying to edge off the barrels. Basically, he's edging off the barrels, crouching, and once he falls off, he lets go of the crouch button to stand. so you don't have the impact of landing. The sound cue is not given away. JW spotting plays towards the ramp, thinking better of it, trying to quietly sneak off, but I think it is time to run. Now, Fnatic have been Molotov'd on that side cubby hole next to the ramp, so don't expect he'll be going in that position. Oh, Snappy just catching somebody coming out of the vent, but now there are two! Roland flying through, there's a trade. Config realizes another person is here. Some pre-fire, opens a hole, running out of bullets though. Config closes the door, but to what avail? Runs distraction, MSL gets the frag, leaving JW 1 versus 3.
So much to do here for JW as the bomb ticks away. And he tries to just shooting some bullets, see if he can get some info. And MSL will finish him off. There's nothing he could do there. 8 to 6, and OpTic are looking really strong on this T side. The money's not there for Fnatic to really get a full buy-in on this last round, so the 9-6 first half is pretty damn strong on Nuke on T side. So
Yeah, OpTic looking really good. Even though Fnatic's kind of hang in there through the mids of the half. I mean, we've traditionally been seeing very strong CT sides on average every time we see this map played.
Looking for someone to offer themselves up for sacrifice, but there's nobody there. JW outside with a Mag 7. It's got Twist to look at the longer range. Config not showing just yet. JW, I think he's staring at the floor at the moment. Looking up now. So he hears some sounds. Crims with a CZ. Lots of difficulties here for Fnatic. We've got Exist with a Nova. I do enjoy the Nova. I own a Nova.
oh, he's playing the smart game. Yes, the gamble's paid off. Oh!
Oh my goodness.
God.
Final moment.
Oh
No.
my.
Cannot finish off Config, but Twist will do the job. Got max value out of that situation, JW, really. Well, maybe not, actually, since it's 1 kill and 2 were on the cards. Probably enjoying the madness of that moment. 3 versus 4. Refresh will blow off the squeaky door position. Fnatic could do with some upgrades. You can see Brolan not showing. Look at this off angle from him. Got some sound cues now. He can pop up when he wants to. He hears the scope. His teammate knows not to peek. They think no one else is here. Does he jump up? MSL goes down. The fast accuracy, fast firing speed will be good for some damage, but not a second kill. 2 versus 2. 25 seconds. This Nova could come in clutch.
Yeah, it's definitely a possibility in these closer ranges. Crims with the CZ is extremely dangerous as well. He finds a good angle. My God, of course he does. As a frag onto Snappy, as an AK collected, all down to refresh. And we've seen that he can deliver the goods. Let's see what he can do in this position. Creeping around control, and it's a good spot to reclaim because obviously he can use those doors to his advantage. Once again, now he's got this position secured. He hears some running. He knows where one player is. He knows where the second player is. So it's just a question of picking the perfect timing. And he's done it in one fell swoop. Refresh secures the round. 9-6 for OpTic.
9 rounds in the first half. Pretty solid start for OpTic, trying to claw their way back into this best-of-3 series. See if they can do it after the break.
Would you rather stay? I watch you be and slowly walk away. I would rather leave. I'll take your heart and wipe it off your sleeve. Should have known by now, there's no reason to.
9-6. OpTic are in a good position, all things considered. Moving on to the CT side, they'll find plenty of comfort there. I think it's an uphill struggle for Fnatic to try and bring this one back at this point, but it starts with the pistol. No P250s exist and JW grenade men. There's no HG grenade to blow up the squeaky door, which is interesting. So again, a very different play we might see from Fnatic. In fact, JW will simply open the door and throw a Molotov through it. In the meantime, Fnatic charging down the secret area. Nico looking around in main, wondering what's going on. MSL by the double doors, popping some heads. It's got Snappy there as well. They're prepared, OpTic. They're ready. Almost got a crossfire around that double door position. Nico taking that in the meantime and back towards A they go. They've pulled most of the CTs out of position, but Refresh is here, looking to pop some more heads. There will be revenge, however. JW looking to clear as much as possible. That's a huge frag. And now we're down into a 2 versus 2.
I actually like this round a lot from Fnatic. We'll go into why in a moment, because Snappy has arrived onto the scene with MSL, and they understand where both players are now. It's a case of the 1v1s, perhaps, as MSL will take one in the face from Exist. But is there a kid anywhere to be found here for Snappy? There is not. Zeke. So this round was cool because Fnatic, the JW, as we saw, he got the incendiary or the Molotov down on the vent. So and that is to stop the CTs from rotating down the vent first. And this kind of goes into what Eric was talking about before, about being the first rotate down the vent, but the CTs don't want to do it generally. On the pistol round, it's a different story because of the dynamic of the pistols. But if the T's are down there first, which is if that Molotov buys time for the T's to be down there first, they can take control, and if the CDs drop, they kill them. If not, the rotation goes down ramp, and then they go back upstairs, up the vents into the upper plant. So it's a pretty cool pistol strat, actually.
Smokes outside from Fnatic with a pistol win in the bag.
In the bag.
Crim's above the stairs, looking for any push. Ready with a Mac-10. Rouge. Mac-10. Exists with the clean serpent.
Rouge is red in French.
Someone's been on a Duolingo.
That's not those 4 years of GCSEs and 25% of my DNA, James.
Fraudulent. No Kevlar, no grenades, nothing but stock pistols for the OpTic side. Ding, no donk, but he'll get a kill regardless. Spray through the wall, spray through the vents. Not quite die hard. Snappy and Nico, 2 versus 3. There's been 2 frags for OpTic. I don't think they are in a position to retrieve another weapon. CDAK is being picked up from Nico. Quite a big pickup and quite a big drop. Now maybe Snappy should try and hold on to this and live to fight another day. Press E to win. Now, if the gun was spotted, they would see it disappear at the very least, and he's in a position to do some more damage. Fnatic can't really afford to lose too many more players because they've got no money. They're going to have shortcomings in their buy in the next round. And Snappy has slipped away like a snake in the grass. Like a mouse in the wall on DE rats. He's out.
Have you ever eaten snake, James?
No.
So it's the most adventurous thing you've eaten?
What?
What's the most adventurous thing you've eaten? Eyeballs,
No, I'm not a big fan of eating eyeballs.
brains, insects, spiders.
No. I don't know. I have to come back to you on that one.
No, your life sounds boring.
Porcupine.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
That's cool. All right, your life,
Varmint,
your
huh?
life is pretty good again.
Yeah, now what?
Like eating varmint.
My mother's from Cameroon, man. You got that bush meat on the go?
Bush meat. Nico on the outside, going aggressive under the silo. It's a cool position to take, you know, every like maybe a couple times, 2-3 times in a CT half. Gotta be cautious. The first time can be surprise, and then the next times you kind of want people to support you, but Crims checks for that, so excellent work. I mean, everybody should, in theory. That should never really catch people off guard. You always have players that can do that exact maneuver. To check, and Fnatic will be diligent. Fnatic will be losing their advantages. Snappy from Hevel actually getting the frags with the orb scoping in, and he's doing even more damage. Snappy is looking sharp. He is looking sharp.
Well, that went 0 to 60 really quick there, and to kind of capitalize on why they're allowed to peek that is because of the specific smokes that Fnatic was tossing. They tossed one in Garage, Mini, and by the window under Hell. And so this, if you were to swing as a TT, you had to swing wide out of the smoke and expose yourself if you were to do that. So they just hopped up in the box, looked to the left, easy cheesy. But Snappy was just too good.
Nate's going behind Fnatic. Spray is mostly working out for Nico. One pick there to finish it off. And these have been pretty easy rounds for OpTic overall. So Fnatic unable to have quite the initial success that OpTic did off of the pistol victory. But this is now entering territory where things could swing around. But the money's kind of awkward for Fnatic. They need to... I was going to say they need to buy with it, because you can get buys that work on this T-side and Nuke with the money that they had. A couple players with Galils, perhaps, and everyone else with AKs, and you can get the nades behind it and everything will be fine. But they actually just opt to go with the pistols for a half buy, perhaps because they want JW on the AWP as soon as possible, which actually makes a lot of sense. I think when you're playing against OpTic, and you're thinking the AWP battle is going to be against MSL, you probably feel like, hang on, our AWP is going to get a lot of value from that. Let's get him on the AWP ASAP.
Big damage outside. Bouncing off the ceiling, trying to avoid getting headshot, but the Krieg will do it anyway. But Crims is there to trade. Now he's got a Krieg forcing plays out of the vents. How far will he go? There's a P250 kill. We love a P250. We do. There's a Deagle. Okay, this is proving problematic for OpTic. Smokes all over the B bomb site. A chance for the bomb to get planted. Nico with a fadeaway flashbang. JW waiting for the time to strike. He hears the footstep. He's got an AUG.
Oh.
Surely he's done for. Zoom up close will be enough. Refresh gets popped. And 3 AUGs are collected by Fnatic in an unlikely round. He'll make sure he's not faking it, and indeed he is, in fact, fragged.
Config should have zigged instead of zagging. You know, this is one of those situations where you check left or right, hopefully, you know, 50-50. JW patiently waits, gets the kill. But really good eco from Fnatic. They were just hitting shots and getting down lower.
What a must-win as well. In a position where they're facing, you know, they're facing up against so many T rounds. OpTic had a really sick half. They need to have victories like that. So that does actually put them on track to be able to make this super competitive. Refresh.
I like this.
Ready and waiting.
I'm a fan of the auto shotty.
The auto shotgun is...
It's beefy.
It's an incredible feeling.
Has some good range on it too.
Oh, god damn. JW with a nice peek there, able to deal with the auto shotgun, but there's more that lurks, more danger lurks on the upper bomb site, and the danger will be diffused by the efforts of the Swedes. will be celebrating with their success on the upper bomb side. They will bring about the Dalahoosts,
Dolehust.
and
Dolehust.
they will bring out
Dolehust.
Callus. What is it again? Caviar? Callus Caviar?
Calisthenics.
Callus Caviar. The Nockabrud.
Escargot.
And
The Bilar, little cars, little car sweets.
the Milk.
Milk. Why say milk?
Because that's how they say it. It's MJO with the 2 dots, which is an sound.
Is that
Okay,
is that
so
milk or is
mi-
that something else?
Just milk.
Is that milk?
It's milk. Yeah, it's milk.
Real Nor.
Yeah. And
Dolehust.
some little licorice.
Dolehust.
Licorice. It's all out there on the upper bomb side. Little picnic. But now the time for celebration is over. Another round. And they must not take OpTic lightly.
Dolehust.
A dollar hissed. Okay.
I miss that Swedish shop. There's a Swedish shop in London where we bought all this stuff from. And I think they knew who I was as well. I just went in there and spent like £200 on Swedish things. But anyway, Fnatic are 1 round behind, tying the score. 2 rounds in a row. It is still, in my opinion, an uphill struggle on their T side. But this is anti-eco territory. They've got 1 org to deal with, and they need to not get tagged in the meantime. JW's been tagged down to 50. They know another player is on A. An awkward angle without a flashbang to walk through the hut. Config with the Florida man P250. Walking through Squeaky. Doesn't see much, but JW's got a good position. He checked as much as he could have, in fairness. But the angle just wasn't friendly to him. It wasn't kind.
He ate the dollarist in the face. And there's not much left to do really for OpTic here. Fnatic have done the work to really make this. How is that really possible? That's. I felt like wasn't he 100? Didn't he? It looked like one shot kill. Was it 1 shot kill? What's going on? I don't know. Either way, nice frag there from himself, but it's perhaps small consolation in the face of utter defeat in this round. It's not anything. I don't think there's anything else that they could have expected from such a round, but that's okay. But we get into interesting territory here because when you get 9 rounds on your first half of Nuke, you're feeling, supremely confident because it's very hard to put those rounds together. And Fnatic are looking like they're actually very much on track to equalizing that, if not surpassing it. So things might start to get uncomfortable here for OpTic relatively soon because not only are Fnatic looking comfortable, their money is actually about to become outrageously out of control.
Oh, that could have been 2. That could have been 2.
At least 2. Probably 2.
That could have been 2. But it wasn't. It was not. We have to deal with the facts, not the possibilities, not the probabilities. It's 11 apiece as OpTic start to get into full buy territory. They've got 5 orgs. There's no AWP, but it's time for them to turn the tide of this game, to part the Red Sea.
And so what is your go-to strat when you need to win the round? Is it defensive? Is it offensive? Is it aggressive? Is it playing together? It's random. I want to know. Spill the beans.
Eric wants to know.
I do.
Brolan with the dive over Mini towards heaven and hell. But it will be a refresh sending JW to hell towards the main position.
I think he missed the vents right there.
That's a distinct possibility. Yeah, that happens. Trying to work his way through the smoke. Brolan with a chase with the org. And a 4v4 to ensue now as position is still so good. And look at that. It's just such a sick angle. It feels like Nico wasn't even sort of aware of that. I mean, you don't commonly find yourself in a duel like that. So that's a pretty sick conversion from Fnatic. And oh, this hasn't got Kevlar. I didn't even notice. He has no Kevlar, but he's got $12,000.
Oh dear.
That's a miss.
We've all been there before.
He's thinking too much. He's thinking too much.
That happens rarely, but here's the... Oh, Crims.
Wow.
That's a great shot. Very decisive. 3 versus 2. Again, ECS has no Kevlar, which makes things kind of difficult because he's one of the 2 last players left alive. Surviving a duel becomes really unfavorable unless you get the jump on your opponent. But they will at least have the bomb planted here, and ECS is the man to plant that bomb. But in comes Refresh and MSL. And the cell will be swiftly dealt with. Brolan with a great position overlooking the door area.
Ooh.
Refresh tries to time it, but Brolan locks it down. And that's good because Exist.
Let's see if he buys armor.
How stingy do you have to be? You got $16,000 by the armor.
He's in it for the long con, Dan.
He better have armor right
He
now.
better have armor. Come on, Exist.
I wonder if you even noticed. Sometimes, like, if that happens, you don't, like, notice.
He does know it. He bought it this time.
It's like you get, like, halfway into a round, and you're, like, maybe you're about to guard a bomb site, and you haven't had a fight yet, and then suddenly you look, and you're like, oh my god, I feel so uncomfortable.
Guys. JW has the sword off. Vintage JW, apart from missing the smoke completely, which really negates his position. Now what can he really do with this?
He's committed.
Oh!
Get out of there!
Yeah, that's an interesting one. I mean, if he it's a situational thing, and he's making a play in a particular situation. You could compare it to, let's say, if somebody is on a CT side of a Mirage and they're going in the underpass and they don't buy full grenades, jumping out the window. It's a situational buy, although obviously more so because he's bought bloody Sawn off. But when you miss a smoke grenade, you're kind of crippled.
Yeah. I feel like he gets the kill on Hub because he gets towards the squeak door, and then I think he wins that fight. So it puts Fnatic in a really awful spot. I mean, if 3v4, they got position lower. The CTs are relatively out of position. Just in the cell down here. They deal with him and Snappy easily. So Brolan's really been fragging out in the last few rounds. He's been making the difference. I would like to see JW buy the sword off again and go squeaky because...
So here's a little tip on that. If you're doing a move in a game where you have to have smoke, flash in order to get to a certain spot, if you botch those nades, don't continue with it. Just stop, reset, and try to figure something else out because you're just going to put yourself in a really bad situation.
But what if you have a sword off and there's literally nowhere else on the map?
There's nowhere he can go.
He could have picked up his teammate's gun for botching that smoke and got him killed, you know? There's an AK probably right behind him.
Okay, so that was an eco round. So it was a situational sword off. But of course, there's a lot on the line here, and he is back to an AK-47. All right then. That M4 that he config has is very expensive.
Which one?
It's the Trident kind of
Poseidon?
under the sea, yeah. Aquaman.
Why is it so expensive?
Maybe it trades up to something else, like a Medusa or something. I think that's what it is.
Isn't it a rare case?
I think it trades up to a Medusa. But anyway, OpTic need to get 2 rounds. How about this? A take of Squeaky. But how long can you really stand here for? Without, let's say, making a play somewhere else, or... Because you're going to get naded. You can see, he shows his presence there, then he's got to fall away again. But is that... I mean, that costs the OpTic utility, it costs Fnatic utility. So who does that actually favor?
Favors the bold. Is that for heaven? Where is that going?
Hell.
Hell. Alright.
Going to hell.
Snappy, effective towards the ramp position for now. Things slowing down quite a lot here. Fnatic needs to make a move. They have 40 seconds. And, well, they're making moves, but their moves are being dismantled. Oh, Exist will take down one, though. How much more havoc can he cause? Oh, look at the peak there. So beautiful. Nostalgia 1.6. Spamming that wall for a good 60 seconds in 1.6.
Yeah.
Exist going up towards heaven, but they know that this is a possibility, and he knows that they know. But will he realize that they've taken the optimal position to defend it, which is directly below? He will not. That's one of those things in CS where, for example, if you're a newer player and you're trying to figure out how to play like a retake, and it's like a 1v1 or something. Look where the guy planted the bomb. Look where he's going to try to play the most favorable spots for the bomb plant, and there, for example, what are the most favorable spots to defend against something that is coming, and try to sort of predict the mind of your opponent. But we're back into it, 13-12 for Fnatic as they start to concede some rounds, and I mean we've got no reason really to doubt them too much. I feel like they've been having a really strong T side. So JW, you're burning. This is not that Sean Paul song. We be burning, non-concerning. Right. Sean Paul throwback.
I don't even know who Sean Paul is.
You are.
I just know one song.
How do you
of
not know
his.
Sean Paul? Shot Paul!
Busy flying drones. Diving in the sea. He doesn't do any of those things, I presume. MSL's been taken out. Fnatic holding on to a lead for the time being. A lead in the round, a lead in this round. A smoke towards main will maybe compromise Nico's position, but also give him a little cover. Maybe he pokes out. Fnatic have only one player who's crossed, and it seems that they want to cross with more. So they're in an odd situation where they're kind of edging forward. That's going to allow Nico to activate and find 2 kills. Now the bomb is completely exposed. Very weird timing there from Fnatic, and kind of giving himself some problems. Dry peeks from Twist. Will he be ready for the second player? Doesn't look like it. Flashbang deployed. He's around the corner though. He's not going to check. Surely he's not going to check. That makes it a 2 versus 3. Tied up for a short time, but here we are.
I feel like it's always doable when you get Fnatic into a mid-round with a situation like this. It's always doable. Lots of variables. Crim's making some noise, and that doesn't distract Config for taking down JW. So that is perfect. And he hears the reload. Crim's knows exactly where Config is. But he realizes that it's unlikely Config will peak too quickly. There's a molly to force Config out. Beautiful work there from Crims. He's got 2 more to find though, and he's got no time to do it. I don't think he's going to be able to really get anything done here, so he's going to have to try to just survive.
I really like that play. Who was it? Was it Nico? That's outside that mini area with the smoke. And so the gap of the, or not gap, but the smoke wasn't perfect because it kind of popped out towards mini and it allowed Nico to kind of just hide in that spot, like right outside mini. You got to check for it. You got to be expected. If you see a smoke like that, it kind of popped out. Players will take advantage of it. So it's a really heads-up play by Nico.
13 rounds each. JW is just not having any success around that squeaky door, be it sawn off, be it rifle, be it flames. Just not working out for him, but Crims makes his way towards Secret, catches Nico outside, again lurking around that main position. Smoked off and they'll head back upstairs. Snappy knows that they could be coming back. His team will be alerted. There's no crazy flanks from OpTic. They've got to play careful as well.
Fnatic need to win this round because their money is not in a good spot, and the momentum has been built really effectively by OpTic, and their money is not in a great spot. So this round really is a huge swing round for the winning team, or for the match. It's a swing round. Now, this is a good position to be in, but you need a flashbang something. A raw peek can be very risky, as we can see. Now that position is just lost. Twist able to find MSL, however, to equalize the numbers at the very least. And the remainder of Fnatic are healthy, so there is that. And Twist is scanning to try to clear the upper bomb side. But this is very difficult. There's almost a double peek, I think, here on this angle. Got Config there as well. And so Twist is keeping them occupied towards the upper bomb side, whilst his teammates will creep down towards the lower side. So there's opportunity here for Fnatic, but time is against them.
Indeed it is. 16 seconds.
Oh,
That's
wow.
a huge frag from Twist. It's their time to plant the bomb. 1 CT by the vent. Where's the other one? Oh, just teasing Twist, but not quite fragging him. Looking around. Config makes his way around Decon. Back into the vent again. You'll see refresh. Oh boy, this is such a big round for Fnatic. If they can win it, and they will. 3 plays surviving, and look what they've done to the money of OpTic. This has been a brutal CT half for OpTic. Only stringing 2 rounds together at any one time, and they may be on the brink of defeat.
Fnatic's getting a good job of just slowly picking apart OpTic. OpTic kind of getting caught out in position a couple of times, specifically Nico and MSL, both kind of getting kills where you can't trade them. And so that's just so detrimental at this high level of play that you have to be putting yourself in spots where your teammates can help you out.
Did not expect it to go this way after that first half from OpTic. Here we go. Oh, got to be careful there. JW's been getting absolutely just wrecked all these rounds.
Yeah, that is the anti-eco spot. But he's still got double peaks.
Oops.
Going a little too deep. Still too hungry for the frags, and this is falling to pieces. This, you have to favor OpTic at this point. They've just got too many people. They've got 1 AK, but 4 people. You can't really protect these weapons. And now it's Twist with an AWP. How do you avoid getting traded? They can hear the scope, you can see the gun. Is he good for the no-scope? Snappy's baiting. There it is. Doesn't take too much damage. The bomb collected as well. And just maybe he can do this. He's got to get that bomb down fast. That's the brazen plant. Oh, Config charging out. This is getting really awkward. What a calamity. This is not the time. You want to have this kind of round at the beginning of a half, not towards the end.
Oh no, that's
The fact that JW doesn't even get a kill, the fact that the Molotov misses in the vents, the fact that they can't trade anything in those spots, like all those things together is kind of nuts.
also the fact that Twist can pick up a rifle in that situation after kill the guy in vents. I mean, you make it a lot harder on yourself, especially a map like Nuke, post plant with an AWP. That's not easy.
If you'd gone for the plant behind as well, he would have been completely safe.
JW, attempt number 4. He'll bide his time. HE is going through Squeaky, and there's another smoke as well. CT goes down the vent just in case. Crims makes his way towards Secret. 2 players on pistols for Fnatic. Their best chance to close this out may have come and gone.
And it's JW's job as well to have keep so much pressure towards Squeaky that there's just a dump of utility there from the CTs and at the early timings of the round, which pulls players' attention so that they aren't as present on the outside at the early timings.
And the defense begins. A whitewash of Fnatic players by OpTic. They've survived the toughest test, winning an eco round. Winning an eco round, and now they are at game point to take it to a 3rd. Unbelievable stuff. Look what they've done to the money of Fnatic. Fnatic don't have the luxury of the angles to play with at first like OpTic do on the CT side. This is going to be extremely difficult. We've got 2 AK-47s on the likes of Config and Nico on the CT side. Full equipped, of course. The Augs, the AWP. Surely there's no way Fnatic can do this.
We said the last time they played it was overtime on this map.
Yeah?
Maybe it'll be a repeat. The side of Twist though, dying through the door. The spray is good from the likes of Config. And he goes, oh, I thought he was ready for that one, but Exist will take him down. There's no trade. Config spraying it out.
Whoa.
And 16-14 OpTic stealing it away right at the end. They saved themselves. But did they save themselves, or did Fnatic give them too many opportunities?
I think Fnatic gave him too many opportunities. It felt like Fnatic was going to win that match, especially towards the end of that last half. And then OpTic just winning a miracle round with those pistols. It's like, as you point out, Dan, they made like 3-4 mistakes leading up to that. That just like you can't make one big mistake or you lose the round. And so it's heartbreaking to see that Fnatic just pretty much almost had the game in the bag.
Yeah, I feel like that was their game to lose, and lose they did. That was quite something. That's quite telling of the second half for JW. A lot of rounds went kind of that way, around that squeaky door position. Yeah, that's a shock loss for Fnatic, and going into Vertigo as a decider is pretty crazy stuff. I feel like, you know, that was where all the control was had. Vertigo brings variance. That's what the V stands for in Vertigo. And here are the scores on the doors. Config just ahead of Twist in terms of damage, but yeah, for sure that was Fnatic's want to win, and here we are. That's I mean, the way that eco round went down was really crazy. You know, in that anti-eco spot in the lobby, that's where you kind of cover yourself and protect yourself from those pushes, and you can fall back if you need to. But JW went too deep towards the ramp position, exposed to Hut, got taken out, and now, among other things, obviously, here we are. Crazy stuff around events and so on. So it will be Vertigo to be the decider between these two teams. That is coming up after the break. More carnage, very high up on the 52nd floor, 50-something floor. We'll figure out the floor after the break. See you soon.